Well, Annie, welcome back to Countdown. Under a different guise this time, under a different name.
Yeah.
Eurythmics, and I found it very hard to pronounce that for a while. But, I mean, congratulations. We thought it was all... Well, why did the band disband? Tell us a little story about that.
Well, to let you into a secret, actually, we had disbanded by the time we came to Australia. But our commitment was so great that we couldn't, just pull out of the tour. So we went on with things. And then there was a lot of disharmony and discord. And, well, I would just say basically the personality clashes in the group. And I think that unless you're happy in what you're doing, there's no point in pursuing it anymore. And Dave and I also hadn't written anything for the tourists, and both of us had been writers, and we hadn't written for about 3 years. And we wanted to do something different. So after we left Australia, to continue the story,
Right.
we went back to England. And oddly enough, we'd booked in some recording time at Connie Plank's studio in Germany. And we started to make demo tapes and to just check out our style, And we came up with our first album, In the Garden, which didn't do anything commercially, because it's not a commercial album at all. It's fairly experimental. It's quite quiet album, quite introspective. And then we invested all our money from our record company and bought ourselves an 8-track studio. And that's where we made this album.
Right.
And we've been working on that album for the past 9 months in a warehouse in Camden Town. Made it ourselves, wrote it ourselves, produced it, arranged it, recorded it, engineered it, everything. And Sweet Dreams has done incredibly well in this country.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you were telling me before, you've had 5 singles out.
Yeah.
Under the Eurythmics.
Yeah.
And now you've got what I think is going to now be a hit down in Australia, which was I think the single before Sweet Dreams, which Love Is a Stranger.
Right.
And I was saying to you, what a great video it is.
Well, again, it's like our philosophy was, after we'd had the experience of being in a group with 5 people, same people, getting fed up with it, that small was beautiful. And so what we did was we decided that we would have the control over everything that we did. So as a matter of fact, that particular video was written by us, mainly by Dave actually. He has a flair for that kind of thing, and co-directed by him. So in this way we're able to kind of really have a lot of control over what comes out, and I think it's the best way for us. It works very well,
Right. Now Love Is a Stranger perhaps was before its time here then, do you think? Because
yeah.
now it starts to fit into all the music at home.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. When it came out in this country, it caused a big stir, but it didn't actually sell. But it kind of made the way for the next one, because up to that point people weren't able to say Eurythmics, like you just said. You couldn't say it,
Right.
and they kind of we had a bad stigma because the tourists became like a very bad name here through the media and stuff. They didn't like the tourists, and they were rather anti-Eurythmics. And we just had to prove it, that we could do something. And I'm very satisfied now, because I've been there all the way through. It's been 2 years since we were in Australia, right? And the progression has been something fantastic. And I just want to get back so I can play to people.
Well, I must say, talking about the film clip, as I say, I think it's a wonderful film clip, and it's a great song. And just looking at the posters behind you, they've just got so much class about them, which
Yeah.
I think has been sort of missing to some degree.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. Again, this is like no big deal. This is a friend of ours called Lewis who took that picture. But because we were there and because we knew what we wanted to do, rather than have some kind of management rip-off company come in and push us into a situation that we didn't want, which we've experienced as well. This is what's happened. And I'm very happy now, as you can see.
Exceptional. And Sweet Dreams, of course, is now sort of almost, well, it is top 10.
Well, it was number 2 last week.
Right.
It went down, but the album went up to number 3.
So you must be absolutely delighted.
Well, it's satisfying, I mean, I've been in the music business long enough to know that that one-hit single or a one-hit album is not what it's really all about. And for me, it's basically, I love making music. And I wanted to make music that I, first of all, responded to and thought was great. And I like this music very much. And I'm just looking forward to getting in the studio again and making the next album.